And our top story tonight, inflation remains a major concern for families just trying to make ends meet. Prices on many things that we buy daily just continue to go up. Now, we learned today that the consumer prices jumped 9.1% last month. That is the largest increase that we have seen in 4 decades. Looking at the numbers more closely, the gasoline index rose over 11%, the food index 1%, and for used cars or trucks up 1.6%. Mike LaBeta working on this story for you tonight. The big question many of us have, of course, is there any relief in sight, Michael?
A little bit of relief, but it's going to take some time, and it's hard to believe. Like you said, energy prices are up. This is considered cheap these days for a gallon of gas, and these high energy costs are the ones that are driving up the cost of everything else.
There's only so much we can do.
If you've put gas or bought food lately, you already know.
Inflation is too high.
In fact, according to the Federal Labor Department, it's the highest it's been in 40 years.
If we look inside the inflation number, we see that the prices that are going up the more are related to energy and food. And that's something that's going to affect everyone in the U.S.
But it's not all bad news. Gas prices have gone down, slightly.
We could be paying a whole lot less.
Even though prices at the pump have dropped, Associate Professor of Economics at MSU Denver, Nicolas Kachanovsky, says the conflict in Ukraine is keeping prices for energy and subsequently everything else high.
So as long as we have this conflict with Russia and Ukraine and these problems around the world, we may have to expect for energy prices to remain high.
He says don't expect politics to solve this inflation problem.
There is only so much that policymakers can do about that.
Instead, he says the Federal Reserve has the most power to fight inflation. They've already raised interest rates, and he says he wouldn't be surprised if they do it again. Still, that won't drop prices immediately. It will take time for them to fall.
If we look at different measures of inflation, some of them are looking bad, some of them are looking better. We may expect to go down in the next few months.
Now, the Labor Department says that in addition to rising energy costs, the cost of rent also went up. And as you said, Karen, the cost of used cars, but also the cost of car insurance. In Arapahoe County, Michael LaBeta covering Colorado First.